Hey guys, Mrs. Traver here. We're going to do some more examples on section 5.5, adding and subtracting rational expressions. So we're just going to bust through probably 5 or 6 examples today. So here's my first mindset that I want to get with you is one that's got some monomials in the bottom. So say we had 12 over 5x plus 7 over 6x. We want to look first for what a common denominator should be. So that's our game plan first, and we're going to choose something that both 5x and 6x go into. We have an x on both of them already, so that can move over. And then this one has a 5 and this one has a 6. So I'm going to need 5 times 6 times x, or 30x. What we need to do next is make sure that these match. So this one already had a 5 and an x, but it still needs a 6. So I'll multiply by 6 on top and bottom. So my new top is 12 times 6 is 72. And my other one already had a 6x. It still needs a 5, so I'll multiply by 5 on top and bottom, so it needs a 35. So if I clean this up a little bit, 72 plus 35 is 107 over 30x. There's no simplifying we can do since 107 is prime, so we can end this one there. Let's do another one like that. Say we had 8 over 3x squared minus 5 over 4x. So again, we want to find a common denominator. So let's see. We want to steal the denominators we already have. This one has 3x squared. And this one has 4 and x. 4 isn't represented yet, so I also need to multiply by 4. And x is already represented. It's actually over-represented, so we're good there. So this guy, looking at the denominator we have compared to what we had, we're missing a 4. So we need to multiply top and bottom by 4. My new top, 8 times 4, is 32. The other one, we had 4x, so we have the 4 and the x. We're missing a 3 and another x. So I need to multiply by 3x on top and bottom. So my new top is 15x. And then I'm just going to move my subtraction sign in here. So I don't think there's anything else we can do to this one. I don't see any factoring we can do. So I think this one will be all done. Let's do another one, number 3. We've got x minus 4 over 5x plus 12 over 5 times the quantity x plus 4. So common denominator on this one, again, our mindset is to first rewrite the denominator we have for the first one, 5x. And then look at the next one, compartmentalize it. So look at it piece by piece and make sure it's represented. So first thing we have is a 5. That's already there, so we're good. We don't have an x plus 4 term yet, so I need to put an x plus 4 on the bottom. So now look at your two fractions and see what you were missing from your common denominator you chose. We already have the 5x. We're missing the x plus 4. And for the other one, we have the 5 and the x plus 4. We're just missing this extra x. So I need to multiply by x on top and bottom. So this guy, I can put some more parentheses in here and see this is a FOIL. We would have had x squared plus 4x minus 4x minus 16. So that is a difference of squares, x squared minus 16 for the first guy. And then plus 12x. Let's clean it up a little bit on top. We can look to see if there's anything else we can do. I'm going to rewrite it over here, but put it in standard form. Before I say we're done, let's double check there's nothing we can do if we factor and simplify. So let's see if we factor this, will it help out and cross another term off? Factors of 16 that add to 12 would have been 8 and 2. Nope, that wouldn't have worked. 4 and 4 wouldn't have worked. 1 and 16 would have worked. So this one, that's all we can do. Number 4. Say we had 12 over x squared plus 5x minus 24 plus 3 over x minus 3. So for this one, before we write our common denominator, before we do that, we're going to factor top and bottom to make sure that that's all set, because the previous ones already that had been done for us. So notice our previous problems, 5x, 6x, those were factored. 3x squared, 4x, those were already factored. 5x and 5 times the quantity x plus 4, those are already factored. On this one, though, our first one, it's not factored yet. So let's see what we can do. We're looking for factors of 24 that are 5 apart. Factors of 24 that are 5 apart. So 1 and 24, not 5 apart. 2 and 12, not 5 apart. 3 and 8, those are 5 apart. So 3 and 8, I'll need a positive 8 and a negative 3. And I'll just throw my 12 on top. Over here, I had x minus 3 on the bottom. So now that I've factored, it's a lot easier to see what my common denominator will need to be. So copy the first denominator down, x plus 8 and x minus 3. And then check the second to make sure it's represented. It has an x minus 3. It already has an x minus 3, so that one's good. I can just look at my second guy. My second guy is missing an x plus 8. So we need to put that on top and bottom. So now I've got 12 plus 3 times the quantity, 3x plus 8. I'm going to distribute that as I write it. 3x plus 8. I'm sorry, 3x plus 24. And then let's just clean up the top. The top has a GCF of 3 that I could pull out. And that's all we can do. Let's do one more. Say we had x plus 4 over x squared minus 4 minus 15 over x minus 2. So the first thing I want to mention about this problem is it's got a minus here, which it will help us out a little bit if we change this to a plus and distribute it onto the numerator. Not the numerator and the denominator, but just the numerator. So that'll help us out a lot. Now we no longer have to do a subtraction problem, but we're doing an adding, a negative, which is the same thing, but a little bit easier to work. So let's see first. Are our denominators already factored? It might be easy to say yes, but remember to watch out for these difference of squares problems. This is x squared minus 2 squared. So we actually can still factor the top. So, or the bottom. Let's do that first. It would have been x plus 2, x minus 2, plus the other one was x minus 2 and a negative 15. So it looks like we are good to go. We can find our common denominator, copy the first, x plus 2, x minus 2. The second one is already represented, so I don't need to add anything else down here. What I do need to do is make this one match. So it was missing its x plus 2 on top and bottom. And then I just can clean this up. I had x plus 4 minus 15x plus negative 30. So x plus 4 minus 15x minus 30. We'll clean it up a little more. Negative 14x minus 16 all over. I'm going to change this back into x squared minus 4. We can pull a 2 out of the top, a negative 2. So we've got 7x minus 8 in the inside and x squared minus 4 on the bottom. All right, let's call it a day on those notes. Hopefully this helps you out for the 5-5 worksheet that you're doing. And then I will see you guys next time to go through it together.